Well, welcome back, viewers. It's James Kalm, the guy on the bike. And tonight, we're down here at Gavin Brown's Enterprise. And we're going to go in and do some cultural recon and see Elizabeth Peyton. Stay tuned. Oh, gee, there's Jerry. He's a big fan of Elizabeth. Well, we'll take a look at this. Looks like a watercolor on paper. It's titled Jonas Kaufman. Huh?
This is an Asian cowbell.
An Asian cowbell.
Somebody just gave it to me for my birthday last month.
Do you have an Asian cow?
I love this.
Let's get the sound. Ring it loud. Okay, that's very nice. Thanks, Jerry.
Love you.
Tell us what you think of the show.
There's some beauties here. You got to see it.
You're a longtime fan, right?
If you love opera.
Doesn't everyone love opera?
Who doesn't love opera?
Okay, thanks, Jerry. Well, okay, so there is a note from a fan. Gee, there's Ada. Alex Katz's wife. Wow. It's titled Percival, Jonas Kaufman, and Katerina Deliaman. And I can't help but think of Walter Robinson with this piece. This is oil on panel, 12 by 9 inches. And it's interesting that Elizabeth kind of makes a very interesting ground that she puts on these panels. It's a squeegeed acrylic or something on there. Well, I'm noticing a couple of changes in her style. One is that many of these pieces kind of feel like they're almost unfinished. She hits a couple of the highlights in the face, gets a lot of the modeling and detail in there, and then the rest of the figure is pretty quickly filled in. I think one of the things about working like this is that you've really got to have a great ground, and she does. Well, we'll take a sweep around the second gallery here. Oh, this looks like it's mostly drawings or works on paper. Here's Alex Katz. Well, let's take a look at some of the drawings. This is titled Elias Bender Ronefeld Leipzig 2013 color pencil on and pastel on paper, 8 3/4 by 6 inches. And this kind of makes me think of some of the work that Sandro Key has been doing recently. He's a Facebook friend, and I get to see a lot of his recent paintings. This is titled Leonardo. I wonder if that's Leonardo DiCaprio. This is color pencil. Now, this is another Jonas. Looks like she's really concentrating on her character studies, and she's doing a great job of capturing certain little details that sort of set the emotional stage. It's titled Parsifal, Jonas Kaufman, Metropolitan Opera. So I guess this is what Jerry Saltz was talking about liking the opera. A nice portrait of Peter Gelb. And if you get up and look closely at this, there's a lot of very nice, fine line work. And down here in the corner, we've got a little, like a scratch pad section where she maybe sharpened her pencils up. This is 16.5 by 11 and 1/16. Yvonne Rainer, famous dancer and filmmaker. Color pencil on paper, 8 3/4 by 6 inches. I like the green. Fortis, Peter Mathieu in the Metropolitan Opera's Parsifal. It's titled Clara, watercolor. So tall today. 14 by 10 inches. Well, that's great the way she captures that eye. This is interesting. This is Bob Morris and Yvonne Rainer. Robert Morris came to New York as a dancer, and I'm not sure whether he was married or had an affair with Yvonne Rainer for several years back in the early 60s. This is color pencil. This is Elias Bender Runenfeld. This is watercolor. Well, I think one of the great things about showing works this size in a gallery this size is that nobody's going to tell you that you're overhanging the show. This is Waltrid Mauer, Tristan and Isidore number 3, 2013. This is a monotype on handmade paper. Same title, also a monotype. Oh man, we're gonna have to have a VIP kennel down here at some point. Run in and take a look around the third gallery. titled VAR, oil on panel, 15 1/4 by 12 inches. Now I was going to say that the way that she's using her oils is almost like watercolor. Oh, that is the famous poet John Giorno. Oh boy. Well, I was saying, Elizabeth is using her oils almost like watercolor. And in that case, she has to be very sure of what she's doing and sort of hit it on the first note. This has got to be one of the most high-kitsch pieces I've seen in years. Barack and Michelle. Oh man. It's really critiquing the institutions. This is one of the more intriguing pieces. As I was saying, a lot of these are very unfinished, but this one, she's filled in all her space, and it has an almost Cezanne-esque quality about it, especially with the background. It's a blue face of a dog. It's a portrait of Peter Gelb, oil on panel, 17 by 11. She's doing a great job of sort of capturing these details that really distinguish an individual, and the looseness in the rest of this is making me think maybe of even a little Larry Rivers from the 50s. Little wedge of flowers is nice, and gee, that outline is kind of a Prussian blue. Well, we'll look at this last wall. This is Liam Gillick, 16 by 12 inches. It's actually kind of historically interesting that Alex Katz showed up for this and that he's now showing at this gallery, because maybe the last time that the New York art world was so interested in figurative painting was back during the development of what Irving Sanders called the new perceptual realism, and that was sort of highlighted with Alex Katz and Phil Pearlstein. And I guess maybe Elizabeth would be the new legacy of that. This is another Elias Bender Runenfeld. Even on this, it's almost like a miniature. She gets a great character just with those eyes. That's 10 by 8 inches. We're going to finish off our little cruise here. Looking at Clara. Oil on panel. 23 1/4 by 18 1/4 inches. I think that Elizabeth has kind of grayed down her palette a little bit. Some of the other earlier pieces, I remember seeing she had a pretty electric selection of colors. This is a very sensitive rendering of that mouth and chin. This is James Kalm reporting on Elizabeth Peyton. Recent paintings here at Gavin Brown's Enterprise. Thank you, Kate. Thank you.